What is going on, everybody? Happy Friday to you as you're watching this. It is exactly, hopefully, if we get this up on time, it is 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. For my usual audience, you just finished watching SmackDown, so good on you for it. But this one has been a long time coming. I've done a lot of one-on-one interviews over the years with the wrestling folks. I even had your former bandmates, Jenna and Rachel, on for Paradise Kitty. We were promoting the show I want to talk about at the Conversation, but we'll definitely get into all that later. But Ariel Belvalaire and it's crazy going back. You first hooked up with Paradise Kitty, I think it was in 2015. Am I right on that?
That sounds right. I was pretty new to LA and they were like my first touring band, so that sounds right.
So we've been becoming acquainted and friends for 10 years. And we've been trying to get this done for, it feels like 3 or 4.
So
I even
probably 10 years.
Right. I even told it at one point because I was going to have Jenna on. You know when it was? It was Disney 100 because I signed her in as a cast member for the premiere of our new fireworks show at work. And I was going to have her be on for one of these. And then you were going to be on like later in the month. So I was like,
oh, yeah.
I've been promoting this for like 2.5 years and it just like, it never happened. And we finally, I'm so stoked. So first of all, I'm just going to lean right into it rather than go into the, well, how did you get your start? I want to talk about it right here and now. Congratulations. Because you have the best pop song, if I have that description right, at the Hollywood Independent Music Awards a few weeks ago. I was so bummed I couldn't make it. You told me later not making the after party wasn't the worst thing, so that was okay. But I am so just undeservingly proud of you as your friend and following you. Because that song "Till the Clock Strikes" kicks so much ass, and now the greater music world has seen it, and I'm so happy for you, my friend.
Thank you. I still can't believe I was nominated, let alone won. That was actually a really crazy story. Like, I guess I had missed the email letting me know that I was nominated. It went into my junk folder. And the only reason I knew about it was because somebody was like, "Oh, congratulations on your nomination." And I was like, "What?" And then I found it and I was like, oh my God.
That's tremendous.
That could have been horrible. And now it's great.
That's tremendous. Well, where I'm gonna edit this in post. You're seeing the pictures you posted on Instagram of you at the ceremony with that. I called it your dragon jacket because it had like the big, like Maleficent like wings on it. I was like, hey, we're just call it the dragon jacket because it works. It's so perfect. There you are with the award, doing the splits, of course, because that's what Ariel does. She does the splits.
You have to.
You have to do the splits.
Rule. I don't make the rules. I just follow them.
That's very well. You follow, you enforce them. If you're at your shows, it's all the thing.
Yeah.
I was low key, like I've seen you twice since the award show. You had your shows out at Topanga, which you have another one coming up next week. We'll talk about that later.
I do.
But you didn't bring the trophy. I was like, oh, and you made a valid point. You didn't want to take it out and get it, messed up in public or whatever. So I totally understand not being able to have tangible access to it. But it's just so stoked for you, girl. I'm so happy. Oh,
I still just can't believe it. That's amazing. Like I've done so many tours, a lot of original music, but to like be recognized and actually win an award for it, it's just amazing. And I'm just so beyond grateful and worked so hard for it. And it's just so great seeing like my music reaching new people. And the best part is just getting the responses and the general love for the music. Like that's all I could ever ask for. It's just been incredible.
Yeah, I told you when I went out to Arizona last year to help babysit with my friend's little one. I went to brunch with my friend Kat out at I think we ended up at Fridays. I could be wrong. It may have been one of the other little chains like that. I played the entire at the time EP for her in the car, and she was instantly like she it's had been on rotation forever since. I'm like, hey, we gotta get to the album now because that's coming out next week. So she was very, very excited to hear that you were going to finally be on the show with me, and she said she'd be watching today. So hopefully, if we're watching, Kat, hi Kat. So for my audience, and again, because I wore the wrestling centric shirt on the cruise, my audience is a wrestling audience, and that's what Jericho Cruise is about, is wrestling. But take us back, because I'm still finding out stuff about you even now, because
Yeah.
the big Hollywood award winner started out back east as just a fan of we talked about it in the last couple of weeks, Ozzy, Guns, and take us back to the beginning. Where did this crazy journey yours start?
It's actually wild. Like, I don't come from a musical family. Like, they love to sing, they like to perform, but there's no like musicians in the family. So it just happened completely by accident and organically. I was a gymnast first, surprise, surprise.
Yes,
But I remember I wasn't even in gymnastics team yet. I was just in a summer camp and was like, oh, I love this. And I remember I was on the balance beam, and I hate the balance beam. Okay. I love gymnastics. I hate the beam. You didn't hear me say that, though.
A gymnast that said that. Like, the balance beam is just like one of those, like, oh, okay, we have to. So
yeah, there's so many people that love it, but I just wanted to like hang from the bars and do backflips, like beam, anything to get me off the beam. But I was doing my little beam routine, and they had the radio on. And, I never really thought much about music, but Complicated by Avril Lavigne came on. And that was the first time I heard it. I'm not sure if I fell off the beam or if I jumped off. We're going to say jumped off because that just sounds better. But
either way be complicated, I'm sure. So, it's
right. I was just enamored by this song. I don't know what happened, but something took over my body. And I just like sat in awe around the radio and was just like completely blown away. And in my mind, I don't know what it was about the song. It was just like, I have to do this. And it wasn't like write a song like that. It was, no, I have to be this musical artist with a song like this on the radio. Like, something just clicked, and I was like, okay, this is what I have to do. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't know why I'm called to do this, but I just know that this is it. And I didn't even know her name. I didn't know Avril's name. And yeah, we didn't really have the TV going much. I didn't really listen to the radio. Okay. But I was home from camp and was just flipping channels, looking for cartoons, and past MTV. And then there's Complicated, and I see Avril. Didn't catch her name, but I just saw her. And it was my dad's birthday coming up. So my mom and I were at Target, and my mom's like, oh, we can get dad a CD. And I'm walking the CD section, and I see her, and I was like, oh, that's her. So I got Avril's CD for my dad for his birthday because I needed it. Sorry, I made it up to him later, but that album changed my life. I wanted to specifically be Avril Lavigne. And it just made me obsessed with music. So I started singing. My mom and dad put me in like this music summer camp, which was basically School of Rock, which is awesome. So I got to sing a bunch of songs and perform at my first bar or pub when I was 10 years old, and fell in love. I just remember watching my mom in the back, and she was just like watching me on stage. So I couldn't look at my parents because I was just like, oh my God, this is making me nervous. But I felt at home on stage. And I loved to sing. So I was in voice lessons, and I played a little bit of guitar because my dad had guitars and would show me a few chords. But like, I didn't want to play guitar until I saw Avril holding one. And then I was like, okay, Dad, I will play guitar. And it came pretty easily to me. Like, obviously there's so much more that went into it, but like the initial like switching chords and just being comfortable with it, that just came pretty easily. And before you know it, I'm playing guitar in my School of Rock kids band. And it was actually, the studio was called Summit Studios, and it was the Rock Band Jam. And that changed.
Where now, back east? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh yeah. This was in Manchester, Connecticut.
Okay.
I'm from Windsor, Connecticut. Yeah. So I had regular performances, and we lost our guitar player to whatever kids do, soccer, whatever. So I was just like, well, nobody's learning these songs fast enough, so I'll do it. So, I'm starting out, and I'm already singing and playing guitar, and I started learning a guitar solo because I heard Ozzy on the radio. And same thing with Avril. I was just enamored when I heard that Crazy Train riff, and I was like,
Yes.
okay, so I know I need to be a rock star, but specifically, I need to do that. So I went from Avril to Ozzy real quick.
That's a big shift.
I know. The best part is I discovered Ozzy through MySpace because I wanted to hear metal music, and the only artist I knew in the metal world was Ozzy. So I was like, "Cool, Ozzy Osbourne." And Crazy Train came on. Over, done.
No, for real.
Yeah.
You talked about that when you were doing your show, not this last Sunday, but 2 Sundays ago, because Ozzy had just passed not too long before.
I'm so sad. He's the only artist that I've seen more than 3 times.
No, it was. We talked about it. It was a tough week,
Yeah.
Ozzy, Ozzy's Ozzy Osbourne, but he was involved in the wrestling world for off and on for a while too.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he actually it's before you were born. Sorry, 86. WrestleMania 2. He was in the corner of the British Bulldogs in the Chicago portion of the show. Yeah, there was one Horizon. They the British Bulldogs won the tag titles with Ozzy in their corner because Ozzy was a big fan, and then he came back later on and hosted Raw and appeared. Him and Triple H were really good buddies actually. So Triple H put a great post up when Ozzy passed. If I have a pretty good idea what's going on, Lem was up there waiting for him, going, "What the fuck took you so long?"
I know, right?
Because Lem was such a big part of all of us. Anyway, Ozzy passed, and then Hulk passed, and it was just like, oh,
it was a week.
It was a tough week. But I remember you talking about the fact that you transitioned from Avril to Ozzy in terms of your style. But like I said, that's a big shift.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So on stage when you were performing at the School of Rock and subsequent things later, how much did it show? Like how much of the transition came out in your performances right away? Like was it a smooth transition, or did it take you time?
It's kind of crazy. So I remember like one of the other moms of one of the kids in the band goes up to my mom and was like, "My son just got sheet music for Crazy Train by Ozzy Osbourne. I feel so bad for Ariel." And my mom's like, "Ariel picked it." And everyone was like, "Oh." But the funny thing is,
I love it.
I did learn the Crazy Train intro first, but the first guitar solo I ever learned was Iron Man. So still Ozzy, but we're going Black Sabbath. Absolutely. And I just learned it. I'm pretty sure I didn't even do it right back then, but like I didn't think anything of it. I just went for it live on stage, and didn't even have the performance yet because the performance and the tricks comes when you're really comfortable. Right. But I just played it, and silence, complete silence after I finished the song, and I was like, "Oh my God, was I bad?" No, it's because people were in awe that a little girl played guitar solo. I had no idea it wasn't like a normal thing. All I know is like, I love music. I'm playing guitar. I'm down to perform the solo. I learned it. This is great. And then in that moment, I knew that, oh, this is much bigger than me. There's not that many like female lead guitarists. So I was like, cool, I'm going to give this all I have, put everything I have into this. And you know what? We can do anything we want, and let's go. Let's go. So I got more comfortable with it, but I just went down a whole rock and roll rabbit hole after that. And eventually I did learn the Crazy Train solo, and I have done it at pretty much every show ever since.
Yes.
And probably always will.
No. I love that, and all the times I've seen you perform, other than with Paradise Kitty, because they are
right.
Roses, like it's been you've had at least 1 or 2 Ozzy songs, and I love that. I love that there's such a good mix. I have personally been the belief for years. I grew up in my mom and dad's cars. It was either KZLA, the country station out here, or whatever rock station, and then back when oldies were actually oldies in the 50s and 60s.
Yeah.
You feel old and playing Rhythm Nation on K Earth, like, oh
Yeah.
God, my spine curves. Listening to that stuff. So I got to hear everything. My family became enamored with the Eagles and, Garth Brooks and everything. But every once in a while we'd get the classic rock, the hard rock, and, Ozzy was playing or, whatever it was. And it was so funny that I really didn't immerse myself in Guns N' Roses. Being an LA boy, being, hell, touring with, being Jenna's merch person on the Sunset Strip and being at these clubs that the Guns really cut their teeth in.
Yeah.
I didn't there until Paradise Kitty. What led you to LA first? Because we talked about, you came to LA and then ultimately, kind of getting your moment with your first meetings with Jenna and Rachel.
Yeah. So, man, my musical journey has just been so all over the place, and I love it. Like,
I do.
I've done a lot of things, but be bored is not one of them.
No, definitely
Yeah.
not, girl. No.
So obviously there's this like little girl from Connecticut, and I was starting to like make some noise because there's this girl who can play these like rock guitar solos and sing. And so at my shows, I would get a lot of attention, and I would just put on a show. And then I started incorporating the gymnastics just because.
Yes.
Turns out I'm a performer. Shocker, shocker.
Right.
We love our over the top tricks. So
absolutely.
I would just go out and perform as much as humanly possible. And my parents are the most amazing and supportive people in the world. I could not have done any of this without them. They would literally take me every single week to bars at like 14, 15 years old. And I would step in with the cover bands that were playing. I would literally have X's drawn on my hands.
Yep.
So they wouldn't give me alcohol. But like at 14, 15, I probably looked 10 or 12. I don't know who in their right mind would give alcohol, but just in case.
Valid.
They had the X's on the hands. So I would step in with all of the cover bands, and I even joined one at 15, maybe 16 years old. So I was literally playing out in the bar scene from a very, very young age, singing half the set, and also playing lead guitar. So I was just seen by so many people. And then, word of mouth, I would start working with new managers, producers. One thing led to another, and I ended up doing voice lessons and having a manager in New York. Okay. And same thing, I started, just performing as much as possible and got signed to an all-girl band in New York. It was actually a glam rock band, and we had like, I call it Kiss type makeup, but it was very different. But it was just like that over the top. Like I had zebra stripes on my face and like feather lashes, like this long. It was like a really cool glam rock band. Nothing.
That sounds up your alley.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like we had different alter egos and everything, but
yeah.
Fast forward to now, the fashion isn't all that different, except I don't have zebra stripes on my face. Usually just my pants. Yeah, I love the long lashes though.
Yes.
But yeah, nothing ended up happening with that. But like, just working with these people, one thing leads to another, and I meet people in LA. And being in New York at the time, under 21, I was like, oh, there's no music scene here. I gotta go to LA. So I started like taking work and just doing as much as I could on the West Coast. There's a whole story of how I ended up moving to the West Coast, but that's for a whole nother day. But
okay, fair enough.
Or we could even get there now, but
you know what? This is one of the few shows that I don't know how open the other interviews you do are. Open book here, girl. Open forum. You want to tell the story? Tell the stories by all means.
Perfect. Well, I thought there was no work in New York, but it turns out I just couldn't get into any of the venues. There is so much amazing music in New York, and I know that for a fact now. Yeah. So
200 days will do that to you.
Yeah. So
anyway,
I really wanted to move to LA because I thought, okay, this is where the music is. I had just gone to my first NAMM show. I need to be in LA.
Right.
And so I ended up getting an offer to join a girl band in Las Vegas, just a cover band that did the Vegas scene. And I was like, oh, okay. Great. that's an amazing way to get to the West Coast, and then I can save up and move to LA from there.
Sure.
So I move with nothing but 2 suitcases and 2 guitars to Vegas, and I'm staying with the girl band. That didn't work out. I think like I did maybe a month's worth of shows with them, killed it on stage, but at the end of the day, they knew that my dream was to go to LA and be an artist. So I remember the manager or the booking agent manager calling and saying, I don't think this is a good fit. So I think you just need to go to LA and get it out of your system. So basically, I'm fired from the band, completely kicked out at 21 years old after I just moved cross country to do that for a little bit.
Oh my God. Okay.
And like that night, like it got weird. I just remember they were saying like, oh, you can't even stay here. Like you should get an Airbnb tonight. And I was just like, what?
Jeez.
Yeah. So I'm left in Las Vegas with nothing but 2 suitcases, 2 guitars, and only one person that I knew in Los Angeles who I met at NAMM. So naturally, I call him up.
Sure.
And he happens to be Morris Hayes, who was Prince's keyboard player.
Oh.
Sweetest human on the planet. I love Morris so much.
Yeah.
So I call Morris up, and he was like, just come to LA.
Yeah.
And so I rented a car and drove all of my stuff to LA, and he just like completely helped me out, and I never left LA after that.
Yeah.
That's how I got to LA.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Whereabouts in Vegas were you staying with the girls before you had to rent the Airbnb or whatever?
I want to say it was Henderson, maybe.
Henderson sounds right. I got friends and ex-friends in Henderson, so yeah, it's a good little neighborhood. It's right. Vegas is right there. So yeah, okay.
Totally. I mean, honestly, they were completely right. I did not necessarily want to do a cover band where I wasn't even singing lead, but I was hoping to do it a little longer than that and not be trying to scramble with all my stuff, figuring out where I'm going to live.
You know, somewhere inside my brain, Sharks in the Water comes out of that song. Thrown in the deep end just on your own, you know? Yeah, that's crazy.
Yep. Wow. Yep. But hey, I was young and resilient.
Well, you know, it's about this if it's playing a show. It's a lot easier to bounce back at 21 than it is at 42. So so 21, LA, Morris brings you to LA.
Morris is amazing. He introduced me to so many people, and you know, from there I just did as many shows as I possibly could, just like I did in Connecticut. I did every jam, everything weekly at the Viper Room. So many shows, and just started making a name for myself. And Sweet Child of Mine was actually in my repertoire since I was 13 years old, 14. And so like Guns N' Roses always had a very special place in my heart, because Sweet Child of Mine was my very favorite song of all time, and still is. That and Crazy Train. It's a very close tie. They will always forever be in my set. And obviously Jenna and Rachel are very known in the Hollywood music scene. So when they needed a lead guitarist for Paradise Kitty, my name came up a whole bunch.
Nice.
And I had done one tour before, and that was with my good friend Nick West, who actually was in the glam rock band in New York that I was signed to. We were all part of that. So that's how I met her.
Okay.
I did her very first tour, which was Europe and Asia, and that was the most incredible experience. That was my first time on the road.
Wow.
And I think
whenever you're on another continent. That's crazy.
Yeah, wow. I loved it.
Good for you.
It was so cool, and Nick is amazing. I adore her.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah, so that was my first tour at 22, and I think it was 23 or 4 when I met Jenna and Rachel. And I was like, oh, Guns N' Roses. I know Sweet Child of Mine. This will be so easy. And then like the song they had me audition on was Welcome to the Jungle, which isn't crazy hard. And I was like, cool, I got this. I got this. And I get the gig, and I wasn't really super familiar with Guns N' Roses' other songs other than like Sweet Child of Mine and Welcome to the Jungle. Okay. I hear them and I start learning them, and I'm like, what did I get myself into? Holy shit, what did I do? Oh my God, this shit's so hard.
No, it is. People, even the fans, like they get that it rocks and it's awesome, but man, having to learn just that album is
Oh my God. And I'm
bananas.
just like, how many different sections to a song do you need? And do you need to have every single freaking note in the solo? The answer, of course, is absolutely yes, because once you learn it, it's cool as hell.
Right? No.
It's so cool.
Oh,
But I just remember being so overwhelmed. And yeah, and I was like literally playing guitar 6 to 8 hours a day trying to learn that. And I think I had like 2 weeks to learn the whole album, which
oh my God. Wow.
yeah.
Knowing your schedule now, it's like, that seems like cake, 2 weeks. You got this now.
My
But God, back
God,
then.
that's too much time. What am I gonna do with it all?
I love you for that.
But it's so funny. Like, I didn't know Jenna and Rachel either, just briefly talking to Rachel on the phone. And Rachel is just such a badass. She's just like the most rock star ever. And I was really nervous to meet them because she's so business savvy and just so cool. And you see their pictures and they just look like such badass rock stars. And then me, I'm just like this 5-foot little girl who has a very dirty sense of humor. And I was just like, well, I'll just go in there, crack a dirty joke, and we'll see what happens.
Pick the right room in that case. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I go in there and they say something, I say something even worse. And then we all just look at each other, die laughing. And we're like, this is going to be a beautiful friendship.
Absolutely. Oh, so good.
Oh my God. So we became like best friends. And to this day, like they are my ride or die. I love them so much. And I really say that Paradise Kitty trained me to be a rock star. Like that music pushed me harder than anything possibly could. Guns N' Roses is so hard to play, and learning all of those Slash solos.
Oh my God.
I feel like I became a guitarist because of this gig, and I learned how to tour. I learned how to navigate any touring situation, like literally any sort of travel situation. Other band members, like I owe my career to Paradise Kitty. Like they trained me and I love them so much for it. And those were some of the best memories of my life. Like so much fun. We have traveled the world together. I literally learned all about rock and performing with them. So it's just a beautiful friendship that just was so perfect and meant to be.
No, I have, I speak carefully when I say how long I've known Jenna, because I know if it gets back to her how long actually it's been, she'll slay me alive. But we've known each other since 6th grade. So we've been, you are part of 2 of my favorite memories ever with Jenna.
Oh.
So I'm going to go ahead and throw the first picture up, because this one for me, I've talked about this for years now. I mean, I can't believe it's been 4 years since this cruise. I go, wait,
how has it been 4 years? I refuse to accept that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like a month ago. Okay.
I want to make sure I screen capped it right here, because he's kind of like addressing the band and like pointing your direction. So I'm gonna make sure I got that one in there. But
yeah.
For me, I've said this numerous times now since that cruise, that first night, you guys are up there. Chris comes up there to do Sweet Child, of course.
Song.
And right. So you're up there doing your, and by the way, I'm gonna get boohooey on the next slide, but I'll do that in a minute. So yeah, Chris is up there singing with Jenna. You're doing your guitar thing and the backup vocals. Everybody's doing the thing. I got my friends on stage with Chris Jericho, one of my all-time favorite people in the business, and all of my friends on that AEW roster in that atrium, just surrounding you guys, just like in awe of you guys. And my dad, however many vodka ginger ales he was deep at that point, God bless him, just right up front with you guys. I look around. I'm using my primitive little selfie stick, and I'm filming the whole thing. And I'm like, man, if lightning hits this boat, I'm good. I got my girls. I've got my everything in my life except my kid was right there.
Yeah,
so good. It was so good. I was so overwhelmed. Like just you talk about a dopamine moment. Like Jesus, everything was just so perfect. So that was really cool, and I was so grateful to be able to have that time. I like I said, known Jenna forever. really got to hang out more with you and Rachel on that cruise, and really get to, like you said, see Rachel's business savvy and get to learn your style, and
Yeah.
learn the inner workings of everybody. And then we come back off the boat. We're all a little less sober than we were. And then a year later is the show at the Commerce Casino. I don't have the video because I'll get in trouble with everybody and their mother.
Oh, look at us.
I loved it. I did not have a picture with the band that was the full band at this point.
I love how I'm up to their shoulders.
Because Iso couldn't go with us on the cruise.
That's right.
So I was like, all right, I got the shot. And yes, everybody's got their own little style here. I love it. But for me, that concert at the Commerce Casino, I made a playlist that I put on YouTube, and the version of Sweet Child I put up is you guys at that show.
No way.
I did. And I think I told you this a couple weeks ago, and I'll tell you in front of everybody right now. I have become a fan of Guns N' Roses, like big time, ever since Paradise Kitty, really, came across my life thanks to Jenna and everything. But Sweet Child has become the song that instantly reduces me to tears.
Yeah.
And it's because of Jenna's vocals on it, and you playing that guitar and doing that solo. It just melts me like a marshmallow. Like I turn into a marshmallow. It's awful.
Oh,
so that's why I get so giddy every time I'm at one of your shows, and I have to. It's like, hey, what are you gonna do? Because I want to make sure I capture it. And it's so, like I said, Sweet Child is a whole other animal compared to the other songs on that album. And I can see I've learned why it's so many people's favorites.
Yeah.
So sorry, I just had to gush for a moment on Paradise Kitty and you and
you have to. I love them.
I love them so much. I am so grateful to Jenna for not only being my friend. And Jenna, if you're watching, I still love you to pieces. You always be
love you, Jenna.
Ride or die, like Ariel said. Like if there's one person, Jenna, no doubt about it. But after Paradise Kitty got rolling, you three especially. You guys were the constant.
Oh yeah, those are my
years
girls.
And years, and then I think moved on is the right word, but you started getting other gigs and became part of the rotation, I guess. What do you like? Where did that opportunity come from to go out and do your own thing and be allowed to have Paradise Kitty still be part of your life, but then transition into the solo stuff that now is just taking everybody's breath away?
Yeah. So basically when I started, my goal was always to be the solo artist.
Sure.
And I would constantly always keep writing music and doing my own shows. But then it became like the other tours and performances that helped generate income and also exposure. So it always became a balance of doing both. And what I loved about Kitty is they were like, yeah, do your own stuff, anything. And I would always love touring with them. And then I started getting other gigs as well. And my availability kind of, it shrunk a lot. And I became what's the word? Not the sub, but just in the rotation.
It's a good word, but that doesn't quantify how awesome a part of it you still were. So yeah, it's
right. It's one of those things where I knew because of my availability, they needed other players just so they could keep rocking and they could do their thing regardless of my schedule, because at the end of the day, you always want your friends to succeed. And that is so important. And I was like, you guys are amazing. And I would love to play with you any and every time I can. But if I can't, I want you guys to just kill the show.
Yes.
So my next gig was actually Drag the Musical.
Okay, I did Drag. Okay.
Yeah, wow. It was the LA version. The show had just started, and I was told it's an amazing rock musical with a lot of the drag queens from RuPaul's Drag Race. And I was like, well, that's cool. Right? I've always just been fascinated by drag because they have the best outfits. They have the best talent routines, and they're just amazing. I love them. So I was like, yes. And I got to have these badass over the top costumes for that show. and they let me just go off and be a wild animal. So I'm just doing my hair flips, and I walked to the front of the stage and did a monster guitar solo in a really cool bedazzled outfit. And then I would go back to my area of the stage and continue rocking out like there was no tomorrow. And the very last day of drag, I met Debbie Gibson because she came to the show, and Joey McIntyre from New Kids on the Block was actually one of the leads in the show.
Yes.
And yeah, pretty amazing. And
that for me, more people were mad at me going to that show because I was getting to be Joey McIntyre.
Oh yeah.
Anything up. Like my 80s babies friends were like, I'm like, you can go pay to go see the show just because I'm getting caught doesn't mean you're gonna be an asshole. Like go support.
Yeah, come see Joey.
Not my fault. Hey, I lucked into this shit. Like, sorry.
Yeah. It was so funny. So there's, you hear the little rumors, the Debbie Gibson's backstage, Gibson's backstage. And I was just like, oh, ooh. But I was too shy to go over and like ask for a picture. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna casually walk by them and pretend I'm getting the salad for the cast, and then just suss out the situation, and maybe I'll ask for a picture, but I wasn't even planning on it. So I go out there, start heading towards the salad, which I don't even like salad, so that's fake.
I was gonna say you're not a salad girl, but okay.
No. Yeah. So I'm going for the salad, fake as hell. And then Joey and Debbie are standing there, and Joey's like, "What about that one?" Pointing to me, and Debbie's like, "Oh my God, girl, you're gonna play with me." And I was like, "Okay." And she's like, "You're so small." And I was like, "Oh, I'm in high heels right now." So I went up to her, took my heels off, went down because I was probably like 5'4" in the heels. Went down to 5 feet and was like, "Hi." And she's just like, "Oh my God."
I'm sure she'll the same thought as Jenna did. Let's freaking stick it in your pocket and just take it with you everywhere.
Oh, yeah. I'm carry-on size. They probably could have just like taken me in a suitcase and saved so much money on airfare.
That's valid because y'all went everywhere on that tour. That's valid as hell.
We did.
Anyway, I'm sorry. Yes.
Oh yeah. So my first like really big tour was Debbie Gibson, and I was just so excited to be there. Right? And it was, oh my God, I was just like so beyond grateful to get the call. And she is just the kindest, sweetest person. I just love her so much. And obviously her music is iconic. And to get to play that was just like the biggest honor ever. Right. And I feel like because of Paradise Kitty, like I was so prepared. Yes. I actually had a month to learn all of the songs, which was a lot longer than 2 weeks. So I literally went into the same work mode I did learning the Appetite album, and I was so ready for that first rehearsal.
It's funny, as we're recording this, yesterday was the anniversary of her big breakout album. So it's like so cool. It's so funny. Yesterday was the anniversary of that. Yesterday was the anniversary of the Commerce Show.
What?
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah. So it just, again, I keep saying every time I think it is a small world after all, but I still don't want to.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. So this is, I knew I had to book this interview because there was so much synergy. Debbie's album, the like all the anniversaries are right now. So yeah.
That's incredible.
So, what perfect timing. Debbie Gibson.
Yeah.
All it is Joey, how about that one? I love
Literally.
that. I love that. That's the greatest, like, wow. I love that.
Oh my God. And Debbie is like a sister. She's just so wonderful, inspirational, talented, and you just learn so much by just watching her just be a star on stage. I'm always blown away, and I just love her so much. Like, she also just has the most incredible crew, team, band, dancers. So you just like, it's an amazing family that you learn so much from and just have so much fun traveling with. Like, it's literally the best situation you could ask for.
I love how every time that you were filming or recording her lives on Instagram after the shows, that she went out her way to say hi to me. Like, I'm trying to say hi to you because like you're my buddy and everything. She actually looked in the camera at one point and goes, "Hi, Jeff." Like,
she's the best. Can
I die? Like, yeah.
She's just so wonderful.
She is
just so wonderful, genuinely wonderful. It's so amazing.
I I love that she discovered you through going to see her friend Joey McIntyre at drag.
Yeah.
But then drag went back to New York, and you think just got back. Tell us about that tour.
It's wild. So in between like Debbie and drag, I was recording new music, and I had just done Till the Clock Strikes. And the second the team and I wrote that song, we knew we had something so special. And I remember showing that song to Debbie, and she looks at me, she goes, "I'm so proud of you." And I was just like, ah. So I knew that like I'm going to keep doing all of my songs and doing as many shows as possible, and still want to do as much as I can with Debbie and drag. And I knew drag was starting to pick up steam.
Oh, yeah.
And it got the New York City offer.
Yes.
So I moved to New York City for the past 10 months. I got back mid-July.
Yep.
We did the off-Broadway schedule. So that is 8 shows a week, one day off. And I thought that was going to be really hard. But it turns out I am addicted to the stage. Shocker, shocker.
A little bit.
And I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And on my days off in New York, I met so many amazing people that I would do solo shows on my day off in New York, and started like meeting other artists and getting my own stuff out there in addition to drag. So sometimes I would be doing 9 shows a week.
I love that work ethic, girl. That's awesome. You are just a rock. You're you know what? You're a fucking rock star.
I like to say either I'm a rock star or I'm fucking crazy, but rock star sounds way cooler.
They kind of go together.
They do. Hey, at least I'm nice. I may be crazy, but at least I'm nice.
I have a point to that, but we'll get to that at the end. Continue.
Oh, perfect.
Yes.
But in 10 months, we did 250 drag shows. Some of those were previews. There were some rehearsals in there too, but 250 shows. And I picked up another weekly residency where I was just playing guitar and killing it, and then my shows. So in the past 12 months, I may have already hit it, but I'm very close to 300 shows, which my dream and goal was to do way more shows this year, and I think I got it.
Yeah. That's an old school wrestling schedule. The guys I talk to now talk about, back before it, got, humane and regulated, 300 nights a year, twice on Saturday, twice on Sunday, it's, you miss holidays, you miss birthdays, you miss everything. And it's like, it's very, that's why I think wrestlers and rock stars get along so well, because they have the same travel existence. It's crazy. Yeah. But whereas the wrestling, as far at least WWE, the indie guys still do, they're way down on dates. But here you are, 300 nights in the last year is wild to me.
Yeah, and people are like, "Aren't you exhausted?" I'm like, "Yes, but I'm so grateful. This is all I've ever wanted."
No, it's the attitude of gratitude definitely outweighs the exhaustion. I've noticed that in you.
Oh yeah, and I'll have a day off, and like I don't know what to do with myself. I'm like, what am I doing? I need the stage. Like, it's kind of a problem, but that's a whole nother story.
It is not a bad problem to have, as the saying goes. So, like you said, drag wrapped up. You said 260 dates plus the other dates, like you said, and then you come home.
Yeah, and it's amazing. Like, in between all of the shows and everything else, like I was getting steam as a solo artist too, and really being recognized for it. And that's always my end goal. Like, I love playing with everybody else as well, and I will always continue to do that. But I'm a solo artist.
You are.
And I completed a whole album in between everything else, the ARIEL EP. Yes. Jeff actually has the very first one.
I mean, this is bullshit because I cry all the time now, but I very rarely cry just instantly.
Yeah.
You telling me I was the first one to get a signed one. You saw it Sunday. I was a bulber and idiot.
That made my day. That like completely made my day, and just made all of the agony that's gone towards everything for years, because like being an artist is so emotional. Like, you pour your heart and soul into it. There's constant rejection, and you just have to keep going it. And then it's like moments like that where you're just like, this is why I do it. It was amazing.
So what did you get to see first? Was it the finished CD layouts, or was it the vinyl? Like, what
The
you see?
vinyl is still on its way.
Okay.
So we just got the CDs first, and it's amazing. Like, having all of these songs was so cool, and we have a new glam rock look, and I owe the new glam rock look to Drag. Like,
You
I
were
had
telling me
so much
about
fun.
this.
Like, this is me. I love this so
I
much.
love it. I love it. Let me see if I can.
I feel like Drag, Debbie, and Paradise Kitty completely shaped my artistry, and
I'll agree with that. Yeah.
yeah, it's amazing, and it is so cool. I'm a completely independent artist, but one thing we heard at the Hollywood Independent Music Awards, actually, it was the best quote ever, and it was, just because you're independent doesn't mean you're alone. And
Yes.
I loved that so much. So I've had several people that have really helped me with everything. Like, I have amazing co-writers, I have amazing producers, and I have an amazing digital marketing team, Slideways, for London. He is incredible. So he was like, all right, you got these songs, let's get it out there right now. So I was like, oh, okay. And now we have this.
Yes. And if you want your own copy of that before, you got to pre-order it because it's out next week. But there's the little QR code that's been here all show, folks, all 45 minutes of it. Click that. It'll take you. And that picture, by the way, the picture of Ariel with her badass Elvis. Oh, I messed up the graphic. With her badass Elvis face is actually the CD art too. Look at that. Yay! Look at that. When we did the signature, I'm like, I knew you were going to pick that for the CD. I was like, oh,
it had to be
badass picture.
Wait till you see what's on the t-shirt.
Oh yeah, I cannot wait until Saturday. Let me go and throw it out there now. I have been talking about this with everybody that you would allow me to, because I didn't want to throw it out there too much public.
Oh, you can tell everybody now.
You totally can now. Like you said in your Instagram story, live music, Ariel play, cake, probably, and so much more coming up next Saturday, a week from tomorrow. Give everybody the deets.
And it's my actual birthday too, so please come celebrate.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Yeah, pretty amazing.
I love it. Yeah. Our mutual, Jenna and my mutual friend Shannon. I don't know if I think you probably met Shannon one of the shows.
I think I have.
It's also her birthday. She asked me on the post. I was like, I don't know if it's your birthday, but I'll find out in the interview.
Okay, then we're instant best friends.
That's it. That's another rule. You don't make them. You just have to enforce it. So absolutely. I love that. Oh, that's so cool. Well, let me get. I actually have the people send in questions, so I'm going to go ahead and get to.
I'm so excited.
I love that. So our buddy, our watch along play-by-play man, Noah Foster, who just calls wrestling like no other. He should be in WWE. He's that
amazing.
Good. He got to listen to the songs, especially till the clock strikes. The award-winning "Till the Clock Strikes." Gosh darn it!
Wait. Do you want to see it? Do you want to see the award?
Oh, I do. I kind of do. Oh, look at that! Oh, that's badass. Oh,
I still can't believe it.
I can't either.
What an honor! Like,
I was so low-key mad at them for the prices on the tickets, but I'm like, because I wanted to go so bad. It's like, because I knew, like, I guess. Oh, yeah,
it's really funny. So, I didn't really know how any of this worked. So I got like the general admission ticket, which, like, if you were a nominee, like, you can get a general admission, and that's fine. It ended up being on the balcony, and the whole award show is like in the regular room. And I was like, well, I'm super honored to be nominated, but there's no way I'm gonna win, especially if I'm like sitting up in the balcony in like a different room. I won, and I was like, oh my god. So they're like, it's the staircase to the left, and there was a staircase to the left, but it was kind of hidden. So I like ran into the other room past it. I'm like, where's the staircase? I got so lost. So then I finally found that staircase. I run down and I go the wrong way again. I'm horrible at directions. Great at guitar solos, horrible with directions. I'm so lost. They play the entire song, and then I finally get to the room, and like I'm in the back of the room, and you can't just enter quietly.
No.
And so I was like, I'm here, I found it, we're good. And everyone's like, oh my God. So I run up to the podium and I was just like, hi, I swear I can play guitar solos and I can sing, but I can't find the stage. But it's okay, we're here now. And then I do the speech. So yeah, I got really lost on the way to the stage and caused a scene.
And when you say play the song, Till the Clock Strikes is almost 3.5 minutes long. So yeah,
it might have even gone longer than that. I mean, I ran really fast, but I got hella lost, which is on brand. I probably need like a directional assistance for everything.
in those heels and that dragon jacket.
You know what's funny? I stopped wearing heels. I'll wear combat boots, but I genuinely enjoy being significantly shorter than everybody. It's so fun.
No, I'm gonna with Jenna has forever called you her little pocket rocket. I think that's the greatest nickname of all time. 100%.
It's my favorite.
And it fits you. Like, because you're this little ball of energy. And I just love that. I love it. I love it. So Mr. Foster's question was, let's see if I can, there we go. I fixed it. You're quite a rock star. What drives you more, the melody or the story of the lyrics with your music? And where do you draw inspiration the most from with your music?
That's a really good one. You know what's interesting about like art and creativity is like there's really no single formula for it. If I had to pick like one thing that I genuinely or generally I should say hear more, it would probably be melody that usually comes to me first. Like I'll often hear a guitar riff in my head or a vocal line. My voice notes are literally just me singing a potential guitar line or a melody line.
I love
but that. Sometimes I'll have full lyrics that just come to me randomly. And I have no control over it. I feel like the song comes to me and I'm just like here to write it. And I'm like, okay. Sometimes the melodies will come first. Usually they do, but sometimes lyrics do. Sometimes the guitar part comes first. And I have had situations where like an entire song comes to me in entirety. And that's amazing because I'm just like, wow, I just have to figure out what I hear. And that's only happened like twice. And I feel like I channeled that song or something because I literally don't know where it came from. And I wish they all came that easily. That would be amazing.
Are the two on the album, the two you're talking about?
Actually, one of them is Earthquake came to me like that.
Okay. Earthquake's a good one. I mean, they're all good, but
Earthquake is actually about my experience that I was talking about in Vegas because I wrote that crying on the floor of my Airbnb.
That is on brand. Like I can see that coming out of that story because that was a rough story, and the song is very much Earthquake.
That song, I can't say I wrote that one completely, but like the whole first verse, melody, and everything came to me, and then I brought it into a songwriting session and was like, hey, I have this. I could have written the whole thing, I'm sure, but like it just felt so right to bring it in and make it what it was. So that was really cool. And then I have another song. It's not on here. I don't think I've ever actually released it, and I think I might need to revisit that one because it's really good. Ooh. It was called Playing with Fire, and it was about just like trying to chase somebody that you know.
You told me about that song.
Never get. Still friends with them to this day, but like it was just never gonna happen, and I was just spinning my wheels. And the entire song came to me while I was on the subway in New York City, and I wish songs came to me that easily because it was just I had the lyrics, the melody, and the guitar. Like, how does that happen?
No, that's awesome. I love that. It's like I said, they're all really good. I don't remember. I can't remember now the first time I heard Till the Clock Strikes. But I know I told you, but the first time I heard it, I'm like, this one is going to be
so special. And for inspiration for these, I write down lists of titles. Like I have just an entire document in my phone of just potential song names, and I'll have like a blurb about what it's about.
Okay.
And it's usually about things I experience as a musician, a female guitarist specifically, because there's a whole lot of things that come with that.
Yeah.
Just navigating the music industry because it's wild. It's crazy. It's a little nuts sometimes.
No, I agree.
So I literally have a list of titles and just like a blurb about where I got the title from. So sometimes I'll write songs on my own using those titles, or I'll be in a songwriting session and I'll be like, here's what I got. What do you guys think? And then we'll collab on it.
I love that.
It's pretty cool.
I was so thrilled and grateful to you that you allowed me to play the live recording you did of Till the Clock Strikes
Oh,
and
yeah.
that you did with Allie, Rocky, with Jazzy, and it just on our New Year's show last year. It was one of the few videos I actually did get to air last year because that show's such a train wreck. So thank you for that. Well, we had some technical issues as piece to produce, but it happens. You're live. It happens. That's why I wanted to record this rather than do it live, because
totally.
I don't want to foul up our first actual one-on-one interview because golly. So, our friend Lily has actually two different comments she wanted me to throw out there. First one says, Ariel, your lyrics seem to touch on themes of empowerment and self-discovery. Can you tell us more about what drives your songwriting? You kind of just did that briefly here, but can you go a little deeper? Yeah.
Lily, you are spot on with that. That is a general theme for me, but also I'm a bit of a rebel, shocker. And oftentimes when somebody tells me no, I can't do something for any specific reason, I'm just like, you want to bet? And I will do it. And that drives a lot of my creativity as well. So like, you tell me no, I will do it anyway, and I will do it the best I possibly can. And that drives a lot of my songwriting themes as well. Because let's face it, as a rocker girl specifically, I've been told no so many times. And what do? I'm going to do it anyway. And it gives song inspiration. And there is a lot of self-empowerment and self-discovery in doing it anyway. Till the Clock Strikes, for example, like one of my main themes just in life is like, I always knew I was meant to be a rock star. And that's a very general term. And if I think about it now, I feel like I have already achieved that. But in my mind, a rock star was like a really successful touring artist doing their own songs all the time. And yes, I've done a lot of that, but I'm still not where I want to be yet. And part of like an internal battle I had was like, if I hadn't made it by a certain age, it wasn't going to happen. And a lot of producers would tell me that too. Like
it's the worst.
When I was 15 years old, somebody was like, oh, if you don't make it by 17, you're done. And then, I turned 17, and then another producer's like, oh, you have until you're 21, and then you're done. Turn 21, and then it's like, oh, you have until you're 25. And, apparently now I have until I'm 35. But you know what? Fuck that. I don't believe in timelines.
Right on.
Everything is supposed to happen exactly when it's supposed to happen. And that's actually about what Till the Clock Strikes is about. Because I always felt like I'm so happy doing my own thing and I'm never going to stop. But like all of these people that haven't even necessarily tried to do what I want to do or know anything about it, just put these unrealistic timelines on me. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm not going to be going against the clock. I'm just going to do what I'm going to do and do the best I possibly can and enjoy it because this shit's fun.
No, and that song is so much fun.
Yeah, and pretty much just like existing in the music industry, especially as a female guitarist, like just the expectations and opinions you get have really fueled my songwriting. Like I'm literally just here existing and we'll get bombarded with like opinions and everything. I'm just like, damn, good thing I love what I do.
Now, I have long put out this phrase, and I think I've even said it to you at one point. I'm of the thought process that opinions are like assholes. Everybody's generally got one, and they usually stink.
You know what's really funny? I used to think that that saying went, opinions are like assholes. Everybody is one. And then I heard what it actually was, and I was like, oh, okay, fine.
Well, depending on the person, it still fits, so it's okay.
I know, right? I've actually met a lot of people too.
So what it is. So the other one from Lily said, here we go. Okay, here. So we'll get the song list in front of us, so we can go ahead and just put you on the spot here. which song from your album do you most enjoy performing live, and what makes it stand out to you?
Can you guess which one my favorite one is?
Oh God, I'm gonna get in trouble here. Well, as far as performing it live, I'm gonna bet it's of the ones I've heard you perform live. I haven't heard them all perform live yet.
I think you've heard 4 of them, I believe.
Till the Clock Strikes, Should Have Known, Sharks in the Water, and I've heard Paranoid live because that was at the Bourbon Room.
Yes.
So that's 4. I think I've heard Satellite live.
Yeah.
And then you just did Escape Artist live for the first time at Topanga. So I've actually heard all but 3 of them live.
Oh, well, we're going to have to change that.
Well, Saturday's a week away. I'm going to say your favorite live is Should Have Known Better.
Yep. You know what's so funny? I was going to say my favorite live is Paranoid, and then you read Should Have Known Better, and I was like, okay.
So, yeah, I even during the course of the Topanga show on Sunday, you kept saying it was your favorite live, and I'm like, okay, so she's saying them all, but it's in the moment. But yeah, I feel a different energy from you.
Yeah,
I think Should Have Known Better, and even the recording you did with Ali and Jazzy at the Bourbon Room, put on that video, like you see it, you see the transformation when you do that song live. It completely takes you over more than any other song, I think.
Oh yeah. Interestingly enough, I don't think I told you this, but Should Have Known Better is actually like 9 years old, maybe even 10.
Oh,
I wrote that one while I was still living in New York. I traveled to LA for it. And that was one of the first songs I ever did in LA. And that song, I performed that one live so much, and I've forever loved it. And recently, after I did Till the Clock Strikes, I went to the producer and was like, hey, I have this song that's like 9 years old. Can we redo it? I love it so much. And we did. So Should Have Known Better, I would say, is probably my favorite original song. I mean, Clocks too, but Should Have Known Better was my very first baby. So it's like my first child. And I just love that song so much. And I may or may not do an aerial guitar routine to that song live. And you may or may not see that on Saturday.
Okay, so everybody out there, if you don't already know about it, please go to her website, ARIELBELVALAIRE.com, and find your way into this thing, because seeing her do aerial stuff is a whole.
Oh, wait till you see it live! It's going to be insane.
I've only ever seen you do aerial stuff on video. Like, I've never seen you do it live.
Oh, it's on. It's on.
So I'm not seeing that. So I'm looking forward to that almost more than anything else, to be honest with you.
It's going to be so fun.
And possibly the cake.
Yeah, it's so funny. Like, Paranoid, I would say, is a very close second. Paranoid, it's really interesting. Like, when I was younger, I was like a songwriter. Songs just came to me so easily. And I hate to say this because you can always change things, but like I had so many producers when I was young convince me that like I needed co-writers in order to write. Like I wasn't good on my own. And I had many years where I kind of stopped writing because I just didn't think I was good enough. And it just like completely blocked my creativity. It was like a mental block. And I would have songwriting sessions with other writers and they would just come out great. So I'm like, okay, it's not me. It's a creative block. 100%. And I hate that so much because I was literally 15 years old with a whole album I wrote by myself, which is really cool. And to feel like somebody took that from you, that sucks. No, but in realization, it was just a creative block. And Paranoid was one of the first songs I had written 100% by myself since that happened.
Okay.
War too, actually. War and Paranoid.
Bonus track,
yes. And I recorded those in New York in April 3 years ago.
Wow.
And I worked with an amazing producer, Nico, and these were my complete creations, and he just really helped me produce the track. But lyrics, melody, chords, those were mine. So that was really important getting back into it.
Sure.
And both Should Have Known Better and Paranoid are in the same key. And it is my favorite musical key of all time. I love E flat minor and E minor.
Okay.
And they're both in E minor. Sweet Child of Mine, you know, it's E flat. But sometimes I do an E. Well, actually, I think it's a D. But like my favorite part of the song is in the E. The end. Once it goes after the solo, that's my key.
Absolutely. Oh,
yeah.
I love that. Yeah.
And obviously, Till the Clock Strikes Live is really fun too. But Should Have Known Better and Paranoid, they just rock so hard, and they're my favorite. And you can do all the hair flips.
Yeah, Paranoid and Should Have Known as great. They're short little attacks. Like they're just like they get you. Till the Clock Strikes is a longer song, and it's gonna be one of those. Till the Clock Strikes is gonna be the one that this is the one that's gonna get the radio play if it was such a it's gonna get the rotation. But every song, like I told you, I listened to the whole album the whole way home from Topanga. I did. I had to, because like I have 13 days. I got to get my shit together and learn these lyrics, damn it, so I can sing.
You're the best. You're just the best. I love that so much.
Well, it's one of those. You turn stuff into a positive. I ended up not being able to go to work that night because of all the crap that was going on. It's like, you know what? I'm just going to throw my earbuds on and just enjoy this album, because I know I'm going to anyway, but I'll just turn the travel because, going from the Valley home sucks. And I loved it. If I could possibly fall in love with the album more than once, I think I did.
Oh, that's amazing.
I love that. I have one more question from you. It's from our buddy Greg. It's just a longtime collaborator of mine. Strangest interaction you've had with a fan so far?
Ooh. I haven't had too many like really crazy in-person ones. Like if you read my DMs sometimes you'll be like, what in the fuck?
Yeah, you've shared those and it's like, oh, okay, so you're not immune to it. Got it.
Recently it's not crazy weird, but it's kind of just like, what? Mid-show, somebody starts talking to me and asking me questions about stage fright in the middle of my show. And I'm literally on stage performing and I don't want to be rude. So I'll answer briefly. And then they were just asking me more questions. And I'm literally in the middle of a 45-minute set. And I didn't know what to do. So I kind of panicked. I started answering the question, and then I started the next song because I didn't know what to do. I felt so bad. I was like, what do I do? But that's actually not the first time that's happened. I will be mid-performance, and somebody will start talking to me and asking questions, and I'm just like, I don't want to be rude, but I'm also in the middle of working.
You are. I noticed you are so almost to a fault sweet when you're up there performing, because people can, I mean, they'll give the donation, you'll say thank you, whatever, but you make sure you interact with everybody.
I try so hard, but sometimes I'm like, what do I do? So I just started the next song.
That's when you look to your left and see Caleb, and you're right to see me and go tackle him. Take him down.
Totally.
They get some hired guns on.
Oh, good times, right?
I don't know if I think I threw this one up, but if I didn't, I did. Okay, so I want to make sure. I want to share all the fan questions because I didn't want to be that guy. So. All right. Well, I've had your time for over an hour, much longer than I anticipated, and I'm so appreciative and grateful of that. So, one more time, tell everybody if they haven't already got their ticket, what are you doing? It's not a secret show anymore, guys.
No. So August 30th, my birthday, I'm doing a show at Jagged Vertical Dance Fitness in Santa Monica. And I'm going to have aerial dancers. They're going to do some aerial routines, actual dance routines with me. Yes. I will be doing aerial guitar, which is basically playing guitar solos upside down on an aerial hoop because I'm crazy.
Yes.
And it's going to be a really fun, intimate show. It's very limited tickets. So everybody there, we're going to have so much fun. And what I'm thinking, because it's my birthday party as well, I think we should obviously we're going to have a kick-ass show. It's going to be so over the top, so fun. But I think some birthday activities, maybe some arts and crafts. I want to give out goodie bags. And I think we should all play some group games because you know what? We are so serious. Let's have some fun. Let's go play.
As people are seeing this, they've got a week and a day.
Yes.
We have a couple extra days, recording this. I am down for collaborating, whatever we can get together. I am here for throwing all of it together, and I cannot wait for this.
Yes, I won't make you guys do Twister.
It is. I said next weekend's going to be I'm proud of all my friends weekend. I've got people in the wrestling business, WWE, going to France, to Paris next week for their pre-live event. This coming weekend, they're in London and everywhere. The day before I go to celebrate your birthday, I get to be the Hollywood Bowl, seeing Cyndi Lauper, who I've never seen live, with our buddy Allie up there doing the keys because she's a badass rock star too. Jesus,
that's my work wife, in case anybody's wondering.
100% work wife, and I am. It's so funny. Never got into Guns N' Roses till I met Jenna and, became never had an inkling to even go to a Cyndi Lauper show, even though she's been such a huge part of the rock and wrestling connection for 40-something years.
Wow.
Never went to go, never even had a thought to go buy a ticket. It's like, you know what, damn it, I'm going to see Cyndi Lauper on her second to last show tour date ever, which is bonkers to me.
I'm so proud of Al.
I do. It's just like when she first posted that first video where she was up, I forget where they were at that point. It was one of the shows where they were way the hell far away. And she just, she's just tickling the keys on Girls Want to Have Fun. I'm like, God damn, that's awesome.
I know.
It's like she's out with Cyndi Lauper, out with Debbie Gibson. I'm sitting here going, my friends all kick so much ass. Like,
oh my God.
Everybody. Oh my God. So cool.
She's incredible. I love her.
And you are incredible, and I love you, and I'm so glad we finally got to do this.
10 years in the making.
Yeah, it's.
Hey, we had way cooler stories now than we did back then. So
10 years ago, 2015, the stories kind of would have been near as good.
Yeah, they're way better now.
Thank you, my dear. I am so happy for you, so proud of you. Come out to the party next week, everybody, and for more on Ariel, her name's right there. You just got to ArielBelvalaiре.com.
Let's do it. Love you tons. Thank you so much for having me. And I will see you very, very, very soon.
Absolutely. Good night, folks. Yay. We'll see you next week.